belum. Set. Kita lihat apa yang baru. Coba karakter, ini ada yang baru nih, Raiden Shogun, Plan of. Selesaikan stake trial Raiden Shogun untuk mendapatkan. Langsung aja kita coba ya. Coba karakternya. Emang jam berapa? Jam berapa emang ini? 19.03. Live stream. Bentar. Langsung saja kita main. Coba. Karakter baru, bos.
Torn to oblivion.
Ngeri, bos. Yang benar.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Mati kita.
Now you shall perish. There is no escape.
Wih, modar, bos.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Ngeri. Memang saya kemarin meninggalkan stake mengajak untuk tinggal dengan stake untuk terus mencoba karakter. Lanjut terus aja. Ngeri. Udah. Mati tapi ini. Ganti, bos. Woi. Masa gitu. Wah, bisa bos. Oh, blok. Kamu sekarang bisa lompat gitu, bos. Mati.
Dinner's gonna burn. The mortal plane, a fleeting dream.
Dodge this. Freeze.
Coba kok malah mati sih.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Sudahlah, cukup lah, jawabannya sudah lah. nggak bisa. Terus keluarnya gimana? Aku pulang. Coba. Oh ini nih tengahnya. Casem. Nama Lisa. Wow. Story. Nah, jadi saat di masa lalu namun udianya masih belum reda dan luka hati orang masih belum pulih. Dia berada di jalan. Coba untuk membuka pintu hatinya pada dunia manusia. Ini Kujau Sara. Coba dulu aja.
Flash!
Tuh.
A worthy adversary. Quiver! Storm the front!
Tuh. Ini ngaku pangan. Cewui.
No turning back! Glory to the Shogun!
Wah, coba lah kenal.
Storm the front! To the bitter end.
Surrender and it'll be gentle.
Yo. Tantangan berhasil. Keren. Dua karakter sudah kita coba, satu lagi bosku. Sampai apa punya yang baru kayak gitu. Oh, yo.
Stand clear.
Kurang lu mati.
Animal hypostasis emulate. Animal test 6308. Enhanced animal module 75. Stand clear.
Bos.
Swirl, Mach 2. Don't break my glasses. Animal test 6308. Enhanced animal module 75.
Ah. Keluar stage. Oke. Ambil saja. Ociku rumahku.
Once, there was a glorious kingdom established among the heavens.
Di atas langit.
From that kingdom came a crowned heir, tasked with seeking out the Genesis Pearl from the kingdom of darkness. The first crowned heir began her journey of seeking the pearl.
Pernah ya. Wah. Kagak punya uang buat top up. Cari yang free aja. Cari yang free aja aku. Oh ini yang baru. Ngeri ya senjatanya. Kosong bos. Oke. Ngeri. Sang penguasa tunggal. Kesempatan untuk memperoleh ditingkatkan. Setiap 10 permohonan pasti mendapat di tempat ke atas. Iki paling pengen gitu top up ya. Kita cari yang free saja. Iyalah. Fun spesial. Ada deh tadi. Apa ini kan? Spesialnya apa ini? Menggunakan sepeda kita pengalaman. Apa cok? Membaca atau ambil. Halo kawan rekan yang paling berharga dan undangan ya, undangan. Oke lah, oke lah. Kita kembali saja masuk gamenya, tutup saja. Survei, mau survei barang ya. Ini survei Waimon, belum ada pertanyaan yang bisa diisi. Oke. Jangan update. Dunia di bawah cahaya rembulan. Deal travel berikut adalah konten dan kompensasi update. Satu baca rembulan di sini. Berupa 60 primo kemakan dibantu setiap 1 jam maintenance. Potensi waktu update kemarin mau pagi jam 5 subuh selama 5 jam tutup aplikasi game, area baru Seira Island dan Watatsumi Island akan ditambahkan di Inazuma saat membuka rank adventure level 30 ke atas. Selesaikan quest urgent chapter 2 bagian 1. Aku baru 29. Promisen Tesukaku, Pedema Raiden Shogun yang memerintahi Inazuma, dan juga sebuah tempat yang sempurna untuk duel di istana. Saat membuka domain rank adventure level 35 ke atas. Domain Paris in a Pool, katanya saat bulan cahaya terang saat akhir laut belum mengisi kolam ini, gerbang istana akan tersegel di masa lalu. Cahaya bulan bersinar terang. Oke. Baru memancing, baru ini banyak spesies ikan baru muncul di berbagai. Ini mancing coy. Bawa jalanmu, pilih umpanmu, cari lokasi yang bagus, lempar, tarik, dapat, mantap. Kan ini tahu tak hanya bisa dipakai untuk memasak, tapi juga bisa ditukarkan dengan berbagai hadiah berharga dari Fishing Association, dan ada juga kesempatan untuk dapat ikan hias yang cantik-cantik. Cupang bos, dapat cupang. Telah membuka Pot, menyelesaikan quest dunia ledakan populasi ikan. Serenity Pot, menyelesaikan quest dunia ledakan populasi ikan. Mempermudah cara mencetak lokasi titik memancing, kamu bisa menambahkan pin titik memancing baru di peta. Ini sesuai kebutuhan. Karakter baru yang tadi, yang mulia sang Morokolo yang maha kuasa. Itu si ringkasan update bersama teman seperjalanan, perbaikan dan optimalisasi versi. Ya, seperti itu kira-kira updatean terbaru dari Genshin Impact versi 2.1 ya. Mari langsung saja kita misi lagi yang baru. Syaratnya rank adventure-nya level 30 karena aku baru 29 ya. Kita ambil dulu aja ini. Paksa belum bisa buka. Baru 29 nih. Lanjut lagi. Mati si anting kayak. Aku melakukan atuh cok. Karena atuh. Si nyawa sih. Ini telepon. Berapa sih? Bulan 2. Salam. Panas bisa? Kemana dik? Kemana?
Kemana-mana. Kesalahan jadi cuma tenepi,
Wipi mana?
iya.
Jauh atau dah kehanap guysnya.
Yang diputar. Oh ya wae.
Ada candinya ada pak? Candinya ada pak? Wipi nu mana?
Encan lu kira.
Sabar we. Beres update aing 7 giga ya. Langsung main aing.
Ya update apa?
Update versi ada karakter baru terus map baru legendaris terus kayak mancing bisa mancing ya
Kayak streaming na laptop.
eta sih nomor chat hubungan kira di jadwal dan mulai menit dari karena karakternya ya tilu karakter dan dan bayangan kesendirian solo. Nah, ini jadi gitunya aduh bahaya ini melawan sahaya Patui.
Wow! This is the Golden House?
Golden
It
House.
looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the
Monyet kulit
inside?
rumpul ya.
And so full of Mora. This is where all of Tibat's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go
Sudah itu
missing.
mencurinya tempat ini masih kosong dari dulu.
Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky. Good thing Paimon's... But even if we can't take it, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora, it's like a dream come true!
Suasana di sini sepertinya agak aneh.
Oh, right! It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guard... Huh? Look! What happened here?
Hah?
Uh-oh. Paimon smells trouble. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
Kita ngelawan saya.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way.
Kenapa mau saya sampai di sini?
Where should I start? Well, I've never been one to beat around the bush, you know. But who could have possibly guessed that the god of Geo would mysteriously perish the very moment I arrived in Liyue, and that the if it weren't for that lovely little rite of parting ceremony you put together, it would have stopping the Mora mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires.
Saya benar-benar sangat itu inginkan. Saya tidak akan membiarkan mendekati Exuvia.
I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to... Either way, we now come to my favorite part. The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that.
Bilang gitu.
When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, She swiftly, instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards. When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with.
We won't let what happened in Monster.
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, traveler. I'll just play along, to feel the Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway, because if you ask me, without that... Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's see you live up.
Yang si Ian, yang si Chai. Ternyata
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. Cowering already? Disappear!
Ning, sebenarnya si anjing kemana aja lo mana?
Poor timing.
Kayak gitu mandi. Alah, sudah. Sia lu.
You've made some progress.
China itu.
Passable effort. Poor timing. So quick to flee. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. What's the gun trick?
Anjing makin gitu nih.
Good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
That really hurt.
Kasih waktu.
Nice and spicy.
You've got some skills.
Kado itu bos. Anjing. Tidak dihalang gerai.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But
Pola dipayahan
that's about
berarti,
as
anjing.
far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing as the ghost of the Exuvia.
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking more Axis Gnosis now. Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Ada bintang. Macet. Not bad.
But this is going to cost you!
Bad.
You got to the Gnosis anyway, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over now. Don't make me take it from you.
We didn't take it!
Anjing ke arah sound, bos.
Dodge this!
Ya. Signal monyet
Get frostbite.
mana? Ih. Nakal.
Cool it. Don't push your luck.
Ah, si monyet kamu natai kan? Nyawa aing tuh bok, periksa gitu. Kalau sakit nasi aing. Itu benang nih.
Die here.
Boba, get them! Eat this!
Please, goblok. Anjing, naonnya sak? Cai.
Nice and spicy!
Mondar ya goblok.
You're cut above.
Cantik ya ai. Mantap, bos.
Look! Child's back to normal again!
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you! We didn't take it!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signor's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be?
Nah, sebenarnya secara bertahap.
You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion.
What? So you mean that...
Jelas itu palsu.
Yes, it appears so. Interesting. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beaten. As such, we must now look to our backup.
backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be swept away in the The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly involve myself with the weak. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Georarch. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless with do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey! Those are members now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Pada benda itu. Ada banyak.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking this, using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely, but knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that...
Ini yang ngundang saya sih ya anjing. Paus. Oh lele. Terbang.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
Terbang oh ini tuh. Karena keras dulu. Ini gue kayak gocap. Gue gocap deh.
If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the over...
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pin in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is... not necessarily.
What? But all of you are supposed to be the guardians of Liyue. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
teleport. Wow, an eta.
The 3 Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you, one wishes to witness.
My duty.
Dodge this!
Ah, yang di dia monyet.
Oh, so sorry. What's the hurry? Freeze!
Serangan aingnya.
Cool it! What's the hurry? What's the hurry? That is Osial's divine power. I am. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Si monyet. Awas goblok.
At the right man, the ancient gods attacking again! There are so many between too! We can't hold...
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Modar atuh aing, Bos.
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is depthal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time in Julian Cars! Wow, it's Madam King's shockwave! This granny's really strong!
Maju itu monyetnya.
It isn't time to break it. My work.
Dodge this! What's the hurry?
To fulfill my duty. My duty.
Ah!
Itu lumayan tuh.
Freeze!
With the blood of the Chelian, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
What's the hurry?
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Oh, monyet yang dia goblok. Oh, pencet aja bisa kali ini.
Cool it!
Net. Diompet kan gitu.
Frozen in time. What's the hurry?
Exercise caution! I fear that the god's power has reached its peak! In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Freeze! I get miscalculated.
Monyet lo bawa tinggi lemah ya.
Dodge this! This isn't right. Freeze!
Look at me.
Dodge this! This will be frozen in time. Freeze! Dodge this! Freeze!
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Kosong woy yang nonton.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what. I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Satu jenjang konflik antara penjaga dan yang menjaga akan sulit untuk mengembalikan keharmonisannya.
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Did...
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks, and thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. Oh.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't...
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead...
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons. Yes, one understands what the conqueror of demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again... Fair enough. Oh.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist, but how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the...
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace, and Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex... Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need... Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of party?
Cari Zhongli. Oh, dirinya.
That we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
Aing beak tuh nyai. Beak sarua mau aing voucher. Tuh bisa asal. Apa
I didn't know you were such a slacker.
Ya, ini kan. Kan nomor si Imo ya. Mana ya tadi?
Permis dikirim ke mana?
Nanya?
Lain bis di iya
Tuh
kan?
aja ke mana si Mona? 082 tanya nggak? 082
Seems all the other knights already have their hands full.
Cari Zhongli.
What's the hurry?
Mana ada tu?
Zhongli Indonesia gimana Zhongli?
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could only mean more trouble. We had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
What's the hurry?
Apa lur? Di mana nak?
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you!
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly.
No, don't let her get to you! You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2 of the Harbingers are here.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold the real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That...
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Geo? No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the...
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. for it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat!
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now 3,700 years ago that I founded Liyue together with the Adepti. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use—
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Not only did they credit is also due to Signora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal. All of these things turned out as I had planned. There was only one thing that I had not anticipated. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to
Huh? That doesn't sound good.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such...
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceit?
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue, would never—
Huh? Just whose side are you on,
What?
mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapolyari Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat.
Do as you wish.
Aing tadi nitip eta mana ini mah babi. Eta
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Ayo lagi kasih RNG atau tunggu iso.
Ya, apa kalian masih ada pertanyaan lain? Apa yang lebih beragam daripada hipnosis?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade.
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deed, my agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. My contract. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scale, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Duit mana ya? Kadang level dunia 2. Oh dia.
Kamu beli arang bang ah?
Arif.
Bukan cepet gocap, mau beli arang nggak?
Today's the day of the rite of party. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
What's the hurry?
Jual 2.000-an kopi.
Iya, soalnya.
Well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those...
So Rex Lapis is really...
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? I don't think... There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish...
Fatui? They certainly are very...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be...
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord...
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yeah, I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be...
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there...
Hear ye all! The Chi-Sing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to gods and Adepti live glorious lives. But both light and shadow have their season. So too, rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights, nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chi-Sing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention, could the Chi-Sing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither... Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now. Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But
the long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build...
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa!
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Now that I think of perhaps mementos for Rex.
As for the mortals, an adepti of Liyue.
And to think I'd put my best perfume on, but it seems as if those perfumes, well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love, they say. And that's 3 gone in 1 stroke.
Aduh, kangen gue.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should...
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Xinyue kiosk. Are you
You're right. I do like the Mora.
But why would Morax lack...
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, when I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to...
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because... But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a...
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and the Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could. no matter how many times he... I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the Zhongli. Since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with, this is what visions are. Magical.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Ina.
They want to seize visions? But why? Aren't visions blessing?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the...
Whoa, that's hard.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any the fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of these, all right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Ah, that was a good one. Failing at that said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident, I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this all right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience.
Aku yang mendekat, gue selesai. Wah, 130. Langsung kaget tadi ya obat. Cana. Oke, gede-gede ah. Jam 2.
Traveler, please, over here. It has been a while since you joined the Adventurers Guild. Are your adventures going smoothly? Is that so? Apart from your own skills, reliable teammates are another person to count on is always good after all.
But recruiting such...
Yep, and it's even harder to get a guide as good as Paimon.
Ah, yes. I do have some information that may... Let me consult our records. Ah, there it is. There's been a certain blonde stranger who...
Blonde. Dresses all funny. Wait! Do you mean... Does that stranger's face look anything like...
Like the honorary knights? No, they couldn't look more different. This stranger is a very tall man, and even has an eye patch.
Seriously? How does this have anything to do with Kaya?
That stranger declined the guild's invitation, so I can't say that I know anything about the relation. Nonetheless, you can look for him if you're interested. Perhaps, after all, it is not uncommon for some adventurers to not want to be limited by the guild, but be happy. And should this stranger be a strong adventurer indeed, he would certainly be a big help on your journey. Please don't talk down on yourself like that. You are the honorary knight. Your deeds are the stuff of song for all the bards in the city, even now. Well, as to further news about him, you may want to ask. He stands guard at the city gate, so he may know something. I wish you every success.
Misi aja. Kociku rumahku bagian 1. Namun ping yang sedang menikmati lingkungan di ujung teras sepertinya ingin membicara itu dengan sang pengembara. Tuan Albert hentikan langkah kecil Haikot. Kita basmi dulu si langkah kecil.
Minta kopi euy. 7.000. Geus banget yang musik yo. Lo
Gede asli.
Aing burung sare.
Enggak sare aing layak ke kame sare anjing. Tunu anjing teh gitu. Asli kamane mah molor.
Ping bisa.
Boba, get them! Eat this! Race you!
Tek abal. Anjing teh kumaha kaleureut na ieu.
Disappear! Wind blade! Wind blade!
Level 30 euy. Naik euy. Misi harian. Darurat. Weapon of the storm. Cing nyawa. Terus ketik dulu.
Dodge this! Oh, so sorry. Cool it! Don't push your luck. Dodge this! Freeze! Dodge this! Don't push your luck. Wind blade!
Ada ini gue. Iya.
Kucing kapan nih?
Right.
Cool it! Dodge this! Freeze!
Para jamban.
What's the hurry? Cool it! Don't get frostbite! Freeze! Cool it! Freeze! Dodge this! Cool it! Oh, so sorry. Freeze! Dodge this! Freeze! What's the hurry? This moment will be frozen in time. Freeze! Dodge this! Freeze!
Ayo meningkat. Dia lah set.
With the wind! Wind blade! Wind blade! Disappear! Wind blade!
Kolot kene wae. Dos. Yang di dos.
Mahal ini 175 Bang.
Naon? Arab. Hah?
Kita setengah dari setengah rantai.
Mbak ya.
Nah, kita 45.
140. Jadi 140 siji lah. Wah. Sampai sini. Foto lebar para fans club. Biarkan sosial Gapanya dulu. Jangan dulu biasa musim rumah ini.
Windblade!
Ini di mana? Hai.
Anything the knights can do for you.
Sekolah segala ini.
Kunaon eta wae puluh kali. Gaduh jok paraku.
Di mana iki deui si anjing? banyak menceritakan seperti yang aku katakan bagi sekarang lihat saja tidak ada yang sampai jumpa lagi misalnya kita ketemu lagi. Dekat radar. Ding 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 ding. Tentang Tuan Albert sudah pergi. Dalam itu Albert tidak bisa akan menunjukkan kepada kamu juga sebagai
Nyangkut umur 150.
naon teh? Tadi ya cenah aya 100 we.
No. Tadi sana orang lain orang gitu ya.
Tena plastik strip.
285.
Ada ekspedisi. Dan pensel goalkeeper pensel.
Oh, that's.
Honorary knight. Is something the matter? A stranger with an eye patch. Let me think. Oh yeah, I remember seeing someone like that. A blonde stranger dressed in unusual garb. He was wandering all over Mondstadt at first, which I found rather suspicious. So I decided to keep an eye on him for a while. I lost him pretty quickly. Still, I didn't think that this was such a huge matter that we needed our outright. As long as Master Jean is here, there's nothing to fear.
That might be true, but if it were up to Jean, she'd take this way more.
That is true. But on the other hand, knowing that Master Jean may overreact to the situation is all the more reason to not tell. Anyways, oh yeah, he was at Wagner's smithy for a while before I tried. You should go ask him. Maybe.
Okay.
What? You need something?
Jadi kau sudah menjadi orang asing yang
Here, I remember him. He showed up a few... Can't say I've heard of any of the materials he mentioned, though. He then had a look at the weapons in my shop before leaving. I've heard that if the Knights of the Guild...
Angels share? Well, Master D would probably... Anyway, let's go to the...
What will it be? Grape juice or apple cider?
Hey, Charles! Have you seen a blonde stranger? Where's...
That I have. He comes here every night. Just to drink, though. He even sometimes mixes his own drink. I don't know anything else about him. but from his selections and mixes, I'd say that he's quite the connoisseur.
And what's Master D-Luke's opinion?
Why, I just gave it to you. Quite the...
Investigating everything as always.
If you're looking for that gentleman, he ordered some new bottle of wine in advance yesterday. So he should be here. There's too many raucous patrons on the first floor, so if you want to wait, best to...
Go on, drink some more.
Ah, welcome, sir. The wine that you previously ordered is here.
He's really here? Let's go downstairs.
Mana aja lu mana?
What would you like?
Wow, he's got no intention of paying us any mind, huh?
A traveler, you say? Why are you traveling? Well, that's as good a reason as any.
So, guess we've broken...
That little one beside you.
That's not true, and you know it!
It's indeed a good thing to have someone accompany you on your travels. My name's Dainsleif. I suppose you have some business with me? Sure.
He was so cold just a moment before.
But I will require advance payment. 500 mora, and 3 answered questions. The 500 is a one-time fee, and we'll settle the questions in a moment. That's it.
Well, now Paimon's got a really bad feeling. That kind of compensation can't be right.
Ah, thank you. Now as for my questions, I'd like you to answer them here and now. The answer to a question says nothing about right and wrong. I only wish to know what your choices are. You need only... Question 1. The crisis Mondstadt faced was resolved by an alliance between yourself and that Animo Archon who calls himself Venti. Who, in your view, was the key to ending that crisis? I know everything that I should. Well, answer the question. Is that your answer? Question number 2. Rex Lapis, who has defended Liyue Harbor for millennia on end, used his gnosis to lay down a contract to end all contracts, of which the stipulation... Who do you think will defend Liyue Harbor in the future, now that they've lost their deity? So that's your answer? Now for my final question. This world has people who gain visions. Which of the two do you think hold more importance in the eyes of the gods? So, this is your answer then. As I thought. You really are similar to her. I'll take that 500 mora. And now I also understand your views on this world. That said, I only take commissions related to the Abyss. Like you, I am currently on a journey. You intend to find your sibling, while I wish to oppose the Abyss. Ugh. Those creatures that serve the Abyss are the fangs and claws. I have come to Mondstadt this time, while on the trail of...
An Abyss Herald?
An even more twisted abyssal being. One that commands the Abyss mages.
Oh, that's right! We've just been fighting against the Fatui and Liyue, who are human too. We haven't encountered the non-human Abyss Order at all.
There's some reason behind that.